Hi guys, this is Maria and Manos, and you're watching On the Couch with M&M.
The show to help you build fun and profitable businesses. Hi guys, and welcome back to episode 2 of our interview with Tanja M. Jones from TMJ Coaching. Welcome back, Tanja.
Thank you.
Our topic of conversation has been around the conference you attended last week, which is Perspective 2018 with Macquarie Bank.
Yeah, it was awesome.
From episode 1, we've come out of that, and my mind's been going 100 miles an hour with ideas, and gee whiz, what an opportunity for everyone in the real estate space at this point in time. Yeah. And we do need to look at it as opportunity, because we're talking about 100%. Disruption and the change that's coming. That's absolutely inevitable. So let's go on to episode 2, which is we're talking about day 2.
Yeah, day 2. So, and just on that too, you know, Maria, you were saying before when we were talking in episode 1, a lot of this isn't new. Like, it's confirmation of what we know, but there is a lot of new insight and new proof of what's working. But it's not new. We've heard it. Those that succeed are the ones that listen, adapt, and apply what we're sharing. So great that you provide this insight, but please don't just listen to this and not do anything. So you know, that would be my request straight up front, is what can you do by implementing 1 or 2 ideas from the couch with you guys?
100%. And it's not new, but not a lot of people are doing it.
True.
They know about it, they hear about it, but yeah, it's time to take action.
Yes, it is. And speaking of taking action, one guy who I admire deeply is David Mead, who is considered the how to Simon Sinek's why. So he co-wrote Start With Why, the international best-selling book. And this really fulfilled the purpose component of Perspectives 2018. So we understand the need to be agile and innovative and entrepreneurial with our business plans and strategies, yet we must always ask ourselves the question, why? Yeah. Why do we turn up every day? Why are we any different to anybody else, and why should anyone care? So David really asked the audience to make sure everything that we do is purpose driven and everything that we do is client centric, because the biggest commodity for our client, whether it's agents, if you're a franchisor, or business owners, or the end user, the consumer, is trust. He asks us to be relational, not transactional, and his quote, he said, was, trust is a feeling, it's not a checklist. So I loved that, you know, awesome. Trust is a feeling, it's not a checklist. So in your listing consultation, you may have all the right things to say, but people buy people, not products. And I would just add to that, if you're in a listing consultation, don't just bombard your potential vendor or client with how you do what you do and what you do. Take a moment to say, hey, can I share with you why real estate? Why I do what I do, and then tell them a little bit about how you love that it provides an opportunity to be help people become financially free and get access to getting on with powerful choices in their life.
Authenticity is the new currency of today. Oh my gosh.
Well.
Authenticity.
And how do we access authenticity? We have to be willing to be vulnerable and be ourselves.
Yeah, that's right.
And how do we access vulnerability? If vulnerability is the door to greatness, then courage is the doorknob. It takes courage to be vulnerable. It takes vulnerability to be authentic. It takes authenticity to build trust. And when you're trustworthy, then people want to transact with you.
They buy you,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then we broke out into some breakout sessions, and I was in a room and learnt from Pia Lee, who is a leadership expert. She's the CEO of LIW Global Leadership Consultancy. She deconstructed what she felt is the 3 C's of effective leadership: clarity, climate, and competence. And she really spoke a lot about something I'm passionate about, which is mindset. And her key quote was, mindset is a choice. We can choose our mindset. It can either be fixed or we can have a growth mindset, which I know the two of you have. I know in our first episode, Manos, you just said, I just see opportunity. That's a mindset. Yeah. If you just see risk, and adversity, that's going to influence your state of mind. So she really encouraged principles that were there to see opportunity everywhere, and that your mindset is a choice. We Then heard from Nicholas Moore, who is the CEO of Macquarie, and they shared a deeper insight into the mastery of Macquarie and the services they provide to enable their business owners to become profitable. And as I said off air before, and I think even in the first interview, they're a company that's had 49 years of unbroken profitability.
Yeah,
so,
amazing.
success leaves clues, really are a bold stand for the real estate industry to not only grow their revenue, reduce expenses, but increase their profit. And everyone did a workshop. You guys do this beautifully. There are a lot of businesses out there that actually don't support or don't even know what they don't know. They don't spend time with their agents helping them get clear of what is your monthly break-even point. How many listings do you need to get, not just to survive, but to thrive in your business? And I know we're going to do another episode on that.
That's coming up.
So they talked about that. Ross Coffey, who's the head of people and culture at Macquarie, lovely person. She said, I love this. Evaluation of the client experience is in the hands of the client themselves. So the client's experience is in the hands of the client themselves. Who be for us to determine what the client experience is like? They're going to tell us what their experience is like.
Right.
Something that Josh Vegan, I learned from him watching him, was he invited the delegates in one of his workshops to market to yourself. Put yourself on your own database and see what it's like to get marketed by you. I love that philosophy.
That is a great idea.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh. So who else? Dominic Thompson, who's the head of real estate, he confirmed other messages over the 2 days of we really need to stop being transactional, need to be relational. It's a great statement. How do we achieve it? We need to be client-centric, not self-centric. And if you've got the on the business and in the business time taken care of, your standards high, your strategy set, and you manage your state of mind, you'll increase your chances of getting there. And finally, wow, what an explosive individual. Gus Balbontin, who digitized Lonely Planet from the books to the online. This dude is off the charts. Talk about energy, completely infectious and contagious. Loved his quote that I got. Momentum is the ally of efficiency, but the enemy of invention. Momentum is the ally of efficiency, but the enemy of invention. So his message was,
Don't get too comfortable.
Don't get too comfortable. When things are going good, we tend to kind of kick back and have a frappuccino.
Yeah.
But you never know what's coming around the corner.
Yeah.
So remain agile, remain swift, remain nimble, remain flexible.
I love that.
And
The greatest threat to success is success itself.
Yeah.
So, just incredible content, and so glad I went. Such amazing lessons.
So are they going to be putting those yearly or?
I don't know. They may actually explore doing the format of Perspectives 2018 in other industries, because of course as a bank they service other industries above and beyond real estate, but the overwhelming feedback has been phenomenal. Everyone I spoke to, and there were many senior players there from many big and independent brands, this is one of the best real estate conferences that they've ever attended. And being in the industry for nearly 4 years, having gone to as many as I could have, I would really agree. They really delivered incredible content for all business owners who were keen to look at what do I have to do today to be relevant and meaningful tomorrow.
To be successful. To be in business still.
To be relevant.
To be in business.
Relevant, to stay relevant.
To stay in business.
And to love
right.
what you do. Because
and
I
to
think
provide value, because that's the only way
right.
that you can stay in.
Even though there's a lot of change, there was an overarching theme that the relational aspect of real estate is not going anywhere. It's a significant transaction. You're dealing with people's biggest asset. Yeah. So like Mina said, let people do what they do best and let technology do the rest. Build efficiency in your business. Think about the client journey. Map out, just as an interesting exercise, in your next sales meeting, don't do your usual caravan stuff. Allocate time to look at how many steps does a client take when they're thinking about listing and selling to the moment they've sold and then beyond. And then look at how can you simplify that to save them time and add more value, which ultimately gives you a competitive advantage and become more meaningful in the marketplace.
And they see you as value.
100%. Yeah.
Tange, it's
awesome.
been absolutely amazing.
Thank you
Seriously.
so much.
My pleasure.
Yeah, really, really enjoyed it. Guys, thank you for watching. I know there's been a lot of content, and I'll tell you what, if we find out they're bringing out the videos, if they've recorded
I'll find out.
We'll find out, and we'll put it on the link down on the post as well,
Yeah.
so for everyone to grab.
I would also encourage anyone that's watched episode 1 or episode 2, write down in the comments what was the top lesson for you, and not what you should do, but what must you do? What will you implement from anything that we've shared, so we can all learn from you and just kind of cross-pollinate rather than go, that was, interesting, and next. Let's actually write down. I'd love to see comments, and if there's any questions I'm happy to answer them from my experience of being there, and of course as business owners you would be able to answer them too, but let's actually see some implementation of this stuff. I think would be awesome.
Absolutely.
That's a great idea. Do that.
Awesome.
And anything else that you might want to ask Tanja, feel free, and we will put your link on the bottom as well of your business and your details, so people can contact you direct if they want to.
Sure.
Thanks for coming.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
It's great to have you.
And guys, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.